Alright guys, I'm watching this video right now. I love watching everybody else's videos. I'll have to show you all my subscriptions sometime and who my favorites are, but I'm listening to this feller here. He's pretty knowledgeable. I learned a little bit of stuff along the way from him, and he's brought his peppers in here and he's talking about overwintering them. So I'm at the end of my work day and I keep my overwintered peppers out here at the secret garden. And what I keep noticing in a lot of these videos is that people are talking about allowing their peppers to go dormant. They're a perennial. But what I want to show you is you don't even have to let them go dormant, whether they're perennial or not. Now, I may be speeding the life cycle up. We'll find out. This is year 2 for me on a couple of these guys. But I want to show you what I've done to mine. You can see over there that bright light. I'm going to show you my light that I bought for it. And it's about 4 foot, maybe a pinch less off the ground. And I want to show you that this thing is already growing leaves back after I cut on it. And I will have peppers all winter long. It's not going to stop growing and go into dormancy. It's just going to keep working for me. I want peppers all winter long, and I can do it. I am in a climate controlled area here in this shop. But I kind of want to show you some things, okay? So let's check this out. Okay, the first thing I want to show you is this is a Vivo sign grow light. See those LED lights? I bought that. I built this little shelf. I put my little pad on there if I want to start some seeds and stuff's too cold. Started my maters and stuff here last year. Okay, but you can see what I've done with these peppers. I dug them up out of my yard, and then I pretty much turned them all into little slingshots. Okay, and look how many of them's already growing back. And if I get in close, you can see. Let me see. You can see the others are coming back as well. You know what I mean? Every one of them are going to start growing again. Now, you may be asking yourself, why bother cutting the stuff down in the first place if you're just going to keep it growing? Well, it can't live outside during the winter. It can't take my temperatures. I guess I could have stuck it in the greenhouse if I really wanted to, but even my greenhouse is not the same as having this nice light and this climate control. See, in here I can keep things really nice, okay? And the reason I cut them is there's 2 reasons. Since I dug them up, they're going to go into a transplant shock, okay? But when I stick them in these little buckets, and I don't even know what the actual size of the darn things are. You know, here, let me show you my boot. I got a size 12 boot. That's what size bucket it is. Give you a little something, an idea how big that bucket is. So, and you see, I don't even have it about halfway full of soil. That's my ground, my actual dirt from my yard where I dug it up. I didn't even get fancy potting mix. I didn't wash out the roots. Of course, I'm not in my house, and I think people worry about the bugs coming in with them when they do it like this, and maybe that's why they do it. But I'm telling you, I just dug it up out of my yard, and I stuck them in these little buckets with the dirt that was already around the roots and just enough more that I could level it off in there, each one of them. And I've got every single one of these is a different variety, okay? And they are all, every one of them is starting to come back. There are little buds coming out on them. And I've only had these dug up for about 3 or 4 days. You can go back on my videos and see the day I dug them up, put them in here, okay? But they come back that fast. And by the time spring gets here, it will barely, let me see if I can back out here. It's going to barely fit underneath this table. Okay, and this table is about 3.5 to 4 foot tall, something like that. So the lights are about that far from it. But you can see it's really bright. Now, I also have this one. I'm sorry, I almost lied to you, but I don't have to use this one. I just chose to. This is the one I started my little peach seed underneath. And I got it right down on that peach seed when I was growing it. It's Faceta. This is the model of grow light that I have. It's very small. You see my hand on it, little bitty bugger. So this one was very handy in my house, all right? And it's got a little chain that comes with it and a little hook. And I've just got it rigged up here. You can see I've got this cauliflower and broccoli over here and a little bit more cabbage back there in the corners. There's some hiding over here too. These were the biggest ones, and in case this is my first year at growing cabbage and stuff, so I wanted to make sure that they made it through this freeze. Now, we've had all this weather going on. I'm gonna turn the camera around. So we've had all this weather going on. We had a little flooding the other day, and right behind it was a little cold spell. And when the cold spell came on, it stayed pretty cold, about between 40 and 35 probably for a day. And now we're back up to 60 today. The thing is, tonight it's supposed to drop again all the way down to like 28 degrees. So I've decided to go this route in here. Now I also have stuff in the greenhouse at home, and I've got frost cloth over a couple of others, and I didn't put a lot of heart into it because I've got my summer stuff. But if I can drag it along a little further, I sure will, because I think after this freeze, we go back up to about the 60s and 70s for maybe a couple of weeks before the next frost or freeze comes and gets us. So all I wanted to show you guys, now I'm going to show it to you one more time, and I'm going to get a close-up on these things so you can just see that while you can cut them like short like that and go into dormancy, you can also grow them all winter long if you have a little bit of climate control. And I can tell you, I've let it get down into the probably about 40 in this building, and they were just fine. Now I've got some little tiny heaters that I keep on for just my comfort, so when I come in first thing in the morning, it's not, 35 degrees in here or 40. I prefer it a little bit closer to 50 if I can get it there. All right, but let me show you one more time. And if you want to grow them over the winter and not just let them go dormant, then try the grow light thing. Check this out. All right, so here's my close-up. See, I've got leaves coming there. Got leaves coming there. And I watched videos from someone else who showed me to leave a little fork like this. So I just turn them into little slingshot shapes, kind of. I get them really short. I'm gonna say sticking out of the ground, none of these are over 10 inches tall, okay? But you see, and you can already tell these have already been overwintered, right? Now here's a fresh one. This is a first year. It's kind of puny, and it'll come back. This one and this one just came out this morning. They hadn't been under this light. See, they've kind of tried to go into dormancy. I'll put the water to them, just like I water them all year long outside, and they'll come on. But you see that? Look at them big old healthy, thick stalks. They get like a tree after they've been overwintered for a little while. But dead burn, If you can grow it all winter and you like peppers, if you don't want to break, now one of these days I'm just going to want to break and say forget about this, and I'm going to chill out and rest and relax. But this isn't too much trouble. I come in the mornings and I take my coffee pot that I'm going to make my coffee with, and before I make a pot of coffee, I fill up the water in it and I just douse these babies enough to soak everything down, get it a little splash, and move on with my life. So before I go, I thought I'd run through my subscriptions with you guys. Some of these people are just opinionated. Some things have a little bit to do with my job, but mostly it's gardening, okay? Up there on the top you can see. I'm just gonna kind of let you see who these guys are, because maybe you're like me and you're pretty much always looking for more people that can help you, that maybe you have something in common with, people that are out there growing and trying to feed themselves. Hey, I've been digging through it for the last year or two pretty serious, and these are some of my folks that I like to watch. Some of them are very knowledgeable, and some of them are more like me. they're just kind of getting going and learning this stuff. So if you guys are looking for somebody to subscribe to that can help you out, I will say also some of these people are in my zone, and my zone is 8A, and that's why I wanted to show you these, not just so you could find somebody else to watch. Maybe I always like to find somebody to watch, especially close to me. I have not found anyone else in my town that is putting their stuff on YouTube, and there may be channels, but I can't find them. So in the meantime, I've found these folks, and I've enjoyed watching all these channels. I've learned some, and they're good people to visit with if you need to ask questions or you just want to visit a little bit. All of these are pretty good folks. So there's my list, guys. I hope this all helped you out, and maybe you'll grow some peppers over winter, and maybe accidentally find somebody else that you can subscribe to. They'll teach you everything from gardening to cooking to working on your sprinklers. So I'll catch you guys after this freeze, and I'll keep you updated on these peppers as time goes by. We'll see you next time.